You know,
I'm
you know one one thing that was like one takeaway that I took from when they did their championship run. Whenever I saw, this is my biggest memory of Tyronn Lue.
getting stepped
When
over by AI.
no. This is no. I'm saying when he was the coach, when he was the head coach of the Cleveland when they won the championship, or not even when they won the championship, just doing those runs. When LeBron James was ticked off and went to the sidelines and was like, "How many timeouts do we have?" And nobody like knew. And he was like, "How many times?" And everybody started kind of getting out of his way because it was like, "Uh oh, LeBron James is mad." And Ty Lue was also like one of those people that was like trying to get out of his way. That's my biggest memory
So
of him being a head coach. It's like, if he's dealing with a superstar player like a LeBron James caliber, he's gonna let that superstar kind of have his way.
we already had a coach that did that.
Yeah, and it didn't work out too well for us. So on to the
Like
next.
what am I gonna tell these guys? They just they wanted to run this. I just give them the ball, let them figure it out. No,
Yeah.
Mike, no, no. I just want to take something and smack him every time he said.
Yeah, when had Russell Westbrook running the ball up the court with
Yeah,
a few minutes left in the game instead of giving it to James Harden. It's like, well, that's the play that they wanted to run. Well, what play do you want to run, Coach?
I hope this does not come off the wrong way. I'm not trying to compare NBA players to dogs or animals. Just stay with me.
Uh-oh.
You got a dog, right? You got a dog.
I got a
You
dog.
know, you walk outside. If you got a dog who can walk next to you without that leash,
Uh-huh.
or if you got a dog that as soon as someone comes that's going to distract it, or another dog walks by, if that dog is going to take off, and you got to know your players.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Mike D'Antoni,
I see
Russell
your
Westbrook
analogy.
been in the league for how long now? He needs you to put some plays in. You can't say that Russell Westbrook is gonna know what to do and be able to run his play. No. Don't get me off of Mike D'Antoni. It's not what the segment is supposed to be about. I'm gonna need to go see therapy. I'm gonna need to see a therapist after. What are we talking? We were talking about Tyronn Lue.
We were talking about Tyronn Lue.
Things on Tyronn Lue, then I'll get off the coaching stuff.
Well, hold on. Let me say, Russell Westbrook, the only thing that he knows is get the ball and sprint down court.
He go to the basket.
Yeah, to the basket.
If they cut me off, then I'll find a pass.
While I'm in midair, I'll find out what to do with it. But until then, all I know is I'm running toward the basket.
So why my head coach? I don't know. Mike D'Antoni getting up in age. I think he said he think Tillman was trying to use his age against him, but apparently the game was moving faster than his brain can keep up now because he won't make an adjustment.
I can see that.
I say this about Ty Lue. Every time I see Ty Lue, the first thing I think about is AI stepping over him. That's first. I cannot picture Ty Lue without without AI stepping over
and looking down at him.
It has got to be the most disrespectful play. It's one of. One of these days, I'll give you my list of top disrespectful plays in NBA history. That's all one right.
Yeah, I can't wait for that segment. But
look, no, but okay. To be honest and keep it, give Ty Lue his credit. The biggest thing I can say from Ty Lue, the biggest thing that we ever saw for him to give me some hope in his thing, other than the fact that they won the title, was it was a game when they were coaching Cleveland when LeBron came over trying to be the coach like LeBron liked to do every once in a while, and like I say, most people normally get out of his way. Ty Lue looked at LeBron and said, "Chill out, I got this." To LeBron.
That's when he tried.
I mean, no, he didn't try. He did it. And LeBron, you know what I'm saying?
He moved
LeBron backed away, you know what I'm saying, and let him do it. So I joke on Ty Lue. I won't be mad if Ty Lue got the job as a coach. Mm-hmm. It's all fun. It's just an easy target to joke at him and to say LeBron was the reason why he won.
Any of those players that are now coaches could be an easy target because if you're old enough, you remember when they played
Yeah,
and a lot of them were role players.
Braids in his hair, you know,
They were
looking
role
like,
players. Yeah, yeah.
you
They
know,
were role
what
players.
was
Sam
this
Cassell,
15-year-old doing on the court? That's what Tyler looked like.
Sam
And even
Cassell,
now,
Sam Cassell, a role player. Tyronn Lue, a role player. Steve Kerr, a role player. Scotty Brooks, a role player. You know,
yeah,
all of these guys
yeah.
none of them were like
And
superstars.
Cassell was more of a starring player, though. I mean, when
Yeah,
he
but
won his titles in Houston, he was more of a role player. But um,
that's what I'm saying. He wasn't
he was the
like
one
it was Hakeem Olajuwon's team.
he was the one finishing the games over Kenny. I don't know where the Jet part came from,
Yeah.
but Kenny Smith,
Yeah, the Jet.
the Jet came. Kenny was fast, but I don't remember any of us calling him the Jet back then.
Yeah. Right.
Must have been an inside the locker room deal.
He wouldn't
That
he
was
would
inside
he
the
wouldn't be one of my fastest one of the players that I would be like, oh, you gotta watch out for Kenny Smith. He'll run right around you. That's not him.
But no, that means so I make fun of Ty Lue. I wouldn't be mad if he was the coach. Um, you know, it's anyway it go. Whoever we get is gonna be, have to let it play out and see how it goes. And in the end, what it boils down to is, can you command the respect of James Harden, Russell Westbrook, your star players that are here? And if he can command their respect, then normally the other players will fall in line. And so the fact that he has experience coaching LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love,
Mm-hmm.
and having that balance between, these are my stars, and then and you have to kind of give something to your stars. You make a little bit of you give them a little bit more rope, and then even in that Cleveland team, you had your stars, but Kevin Love ain't LeBron James.
No.
Kevin Love ain't Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving ain't LeBron James. So you still have to know how to manipulate, how to work within the confines of, like, these are stars.
Yeah.
These are multiple time all stars, but how do we interact with them both? And then
there you go. There you go. Ty Lue, AB the Truth, decided to go ahead and give you the proper respect that he thought was due to you.
He still got stepped up.
I'm gonna have to see him do a whole lot more as a head coach without LeBron James on his team. I mean, I think LeBron James is gonna go to the finals, or at least a deep run toward the finals, whether he had Tyronn Lue as his head coach or not. But let's move on. So this is the final thing that we wanted to discuss on the podcast. We know that after every championship, well, the majority of the championship teams win in the finals, a lot of times their team layout becomes the new format for most of the NBA. After that, you start trying to mimic what that team did, the type of players their team had, to set your team up to see if you can run deep into the playoffs or toward the championship the following season. We're talking teams of the future. All right. So what would be your team of the future, or which team do you think would be the model to build your team of the future after during the next season?
So, I mean, if you're asking me how my team how I would model my team, and I've been saying this for at least a good 7 years now, maybe 10 years. I think the Rockets were on to something. Golden State Warriors were on to something, and it's starting to catch on with the positionless basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we're talking positionless basketball, it is not necessarily saying that you don't need size and you don't need someone that can play in the middle, someone that can run the offense. All that stuff is still important, but you need, in my opinion, the way that I would build a basketball team is I want a lot of players that are, not short, but not just, I'm not just 7 feet tall and I'm out here on the court because I'm 7 feet, right? And I think the ideal range that you're looking at is 6'6", 6'7", to like 6'9", 6'10".
So you're saying that this year's Rockets team is on to something, and that's
well, no, this year's Rockets teams took it to an extreme that bordered on stupid. So I said 6'6", 6'7", and the tallest Rocket was 6'5". So so there's always a place for James Harden. He's 6'5". He's a superstar. He makes the cut. But and then you can have a guard. That's 6'3", 6. But as many 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" tweeners as you can find that can play. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to capture them all. I want them all. That way what you're doing is you're not giving up size. It's not that big a difference. But when you look at the way basketball has been played forever, right? Normally you got your shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. Well, the small forwards and your power forwards are normally somewhere in the range of 6'7" and 6'10". Mm-hmm. Probably 6'7" to 6'9" is your sweet spot for your small forward. In today's NBA, if you're 6'7", 6'8", you're normally playing power forward. Mm-hmm. That's kind of, but what I'm gonna trade off the size. Just pure size for the skill and the ability to move. On the perimeter. Guard the post at least for a little bit. You got to be able to hold up for a little bit until help can get there. Yeah. Right.
All right.
Teams are de-emphasizing the post-up game anyway. So that's kind of where I would want to go for that. And when we have more time, I can elaborate more on it. But it's a copycat league. And for what it looks like is the Lakers are about to win the championship, and the Lakers were the kind of the opposite. All right, everyone was getting smaller. The Rockets played them small. Denver tried to play them big because their best player is 7 feet. So they're gonna stay big. But Miami went small, and the Lakers is like, well, we're gonna throw out, LeBron at small forward. He's 6'9". AD 6'10", 6'11" at power.
LeBron at point guard.
Yeah, even whatever. LeBron is playing every position. Yeah. And then even still, when they go with KCP and Danny Green, those guys are 6'5", 6'6". So they're not a small team ever. I think that it's more a testament to LeBron James's greatness than anything. That's what makes it work. Anthony Davis might put up numbers all he wanted to, but if you took LeBron off that team, they'd probably be a first round exit.
Bro, all right, AB, the truth. Let me tell you the truth. I'm a not beat around the bush with this, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The team of the future actually is an example of the team from the past, the 2018 Houston Rockets. And let me be more specific. We're talking the team of the future being a team with not one but 2 point guards, just like James Harden and Chris Paul were dueling point guards that nobody thought would work. And look no further than the last podcast when you said that team was one of the best teams in NBA history, the 2018 Rockets, because of what they can do. They had 2 floor generals on the court at all times, able to make the right decision with the ball. Those 2 floor generals were able to pick you apart from inside in the paint. They were able to make the right pass at all times, and they were a constant threat from the 3-point line. I would go with 2, 3, and D guys. For example, Trevor Ariza and Luke Mbah-a-Moute. As far as being your players on the outside, that they're not on the court for nothing. They can get you buckets, but they can also defend real hard as well. And then you have a center that was similar to Clint Capella, preferably a center that can get his own shot and don't need the constant assists in order to be relevant as far as putting the ball in the bucket. But you want somebody that's a rim protector, but that's also mobile enough to be able to defend, and they don't have an ego like Dwight Howard had. It's like, hey, I'm a big man, pass me the ball down low, and if you don't constantly feed me, I'm not going to be happy. You want somebody with the temperament of a PJ Tucker that, hey, I don't care if I score, I just want to do my part. But you want them to be able to also be a good rim protector. And that's what we were missing We had a little bit of that with Robert Covington, but not on the level of what Clint Capella brought to the team. So I think that team was the team of the future. And if you can build something similar to that, then you'll be in good shape going forward. Thank you for watching the Hoopz Junkiez Podcast. We hope that you enjoyed the video. And if you did, make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe, and comment down below. And if you want to check out more videos, don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you are alerted anytime we post new videos.